Hello, fellow traders. Nutty Bar Trading coming to you. And in this video, as you can see on the thumbnail, this is a video directed to Apex. So, Daryl, John, um, you might, I don't know, they might not see this video. Um, but you know what? They might see it. And the slim chance they will see it, I'm just going to give my opinion on what kind of changes that I would like to see Apex make. I'm trying to be realistic with these requests and my kind of wish list. I think, I want to also discuss. So, Top Step, I think we need to talk about Top Step. Obviously, I've created numerous videos regarding Top Step here 3 weeks ago, and I kind of called out Top Step on their payout policy, and they listened. Top Step, they were very receptive. They listened to what basically my grievance with it. They changed their payout policy, and they have made a bunch of changes in this past 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. Top Step has made significant changes from where they were. I would have said 4 or 5 weeks ago that it honestly wasn't even really a discussion if Top Step is a good option for prop firm traders. And in a span of about 4 to 5 weeks, I feel like they have definitely become relevant. Sorry if that's offensive, but that is the truth, or that's how I feel. Like, it's actually to a point where everything that they changed, and the most recent change they made was the 50% consistency rule for the evaluation account, which I think is actually a really big change because you basically can, pass the evaluation process in 3 days. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on what changes and specifically that Top Step made, but my point is just that Top Step has definitely improved, made a lot of changes that are better for the trader, and I give them props for it. They definitely were listening to the community, and they made changes that were definitely in favor, for the most part, for the trader, and kudos to them. I think that is great. So now, this video is directed to Apex, and I'm just going to state some of the changes that I would like to see Apex make. And of course, they can do as they please. Obviously, I still, if we just look at the numbers and how much Apex is paying out, my personal opinion is still that Apex is the best firm out there. I still believe they are the best option because you can have 20 accounts. There's obviously pros and cons to it. So I'm not going to get too deep in the weeds in that because that's just my personal opinion. But I think being able to have 20 accounts, using that as leverage, that is a huge deal. If you just compile and if you're using Trade Copier, that can really be a huge deal and a big difference in your income if you use 20 accounts or 3. So for that reason, I still feel like Apex is the best option. I just did a video here a couple days ago looking at the Apex payouts of the month. They paid out close to $4.5 million last month, which is way more than any other prop firm is paying out. So I still think they're the biggest prop firm. They're kind of who everyone is chasing. I think if we're all honest, the reason Top Step made a lot of these changes was to keep up with Apex, whether they admit it or not. I think that's reality. But I think this is kind of an encouragement to Apex I think there's some room for Apex to improve. So Apex, if you're listening and you want to know what people think, I'm going to state my wish list. And then you listeners out there, I really want you to comment down below, leave a comment of what you would like to see changed. And if you see a comment that you agree with, give it a thumbs up. And we'll try and get, you know, the one that most people agree with, give that the most thumbs up so that it's the comment at the top. And hopefully Apex can take that in consideration as well. So let's just dive in. I don't want to make this a long-winded video, but here is kind of my personal wish list. And again, this is my wish list. It might be different than yours, and that's okay. Whatever your wish list is, comment it down below. That's what this video is for. Okay, so my wish list. Number one. So I would like them to change the how many days you need to trade for evaluations. I would personally, I would like to see it change from 7 days to 4 days. Obviously, right now it's 7 days. I would like to see that come down to 4 days. That's wish list. Number one. Number two. Number two is trading. This is regarding the payout structure. And right now they have it where you have to have 10 trading days in between payout requests. I would like to see that change to 5 and only have 5 trading days required between payouts, and that it is not related to a profit and loss. It's only a traded day. So 5 traded days between payouts. That would be my wish number 2. My wish number 3 would be that payouts are processed every week instead of every other week. Again, most of these are pretty simple. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time diving into each one. And then number 4 is change the consistency rule on funded accounts. And I say this because I actually don't think Apex uses this 30% consistency rule that much. They use it to their discretion. And I know of people that have gotten paid out with a 40% and higher consistency. And they're very lenient on that 30%. But I think it would just be, for clarity purposes, it would be better to have it at 50%. Again, just my personal opinion. And then option, I'm going to put an optional one here. And I feel like this is going to be the most commented one down below. I mean, and this is having an end of day trailing option. Now, I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about this. So a lot of people comment about how they do not like the intraday trailing drawdown, and they would rather have an end of day trailing drawdown. Now, for me, I would much rather just have an option for an end of day trailing drawdown, not replace the intraday trailing drawdown, because I actually think there is a benefit to the intraday trailing drawdown. Let me explain, okay? The benefit of an intraday trailing drawdown is this. So obviously there's no benefit in the evaluation process and in the funded account process until you get to the profit threshold. But the thing that is very important, and I feel like a lot of people don't consider, the intraday trailing drawdown doesn't have a daily loss limit. And what that allows is, if you can get, past your evaluation account, just kind of have to put up with that intraday trailing drawdown. I don't like it either, but with an end of day drawdown, you always have a daily loss limit that goes with it. So I would much rather have an intraday trailing drawdown that once you have it funded, that intraday trailing drawdown, that trailing drawdown goes away once you reach the profit threshold plus $100, which what that means is you can build up your account. For example, if I have people in my chat that have a 50K account and they have actually built that account balance up to 100K. So now with an intraday trailing drawdown, that they have basically an unlimited drawdown, or they have a 50K drawdown. So that allows them to scale up their position sizing kind of as much as they want. They can take on a lot more risk. They can take on a lot more size. It allows them a lot more freedom when they trade. So that's where the benefit comes in for the intraday trailing drawdown, where with an end of day drawdown, even in the funded accounts, you always have to deal with the daily loss limit. So for a 50K account, for example, I'm just going to compare Top Step here. The 50K account, the daily loss limit is $1,000. So it's not really realistic to grow an account to 100K. You're going to be limited on your size because of that daily loss limit. Now, I understand that Top Step, you don't fail the account when you hit that, but it still does restrain you a little bit in regards to how much you can scale up. So that was my only comment on that. And I feel like that sometimes isn't taken into consideration, and that's why I would rather have just another option for an end of day trailing drawdown and not have them actually replace that rule with the intraday trailing drawdown. I would much rather kind of have it like I think Elite Trader Funding kind of has those different options where you can choose an end of day drawdown and choose, a intraday trailing drawdown. So, and if you're not aware of what the differences are, I'm not going to explain it right now. I just don't want to take the time to explain the difference, but obviously one is different than the other. And I want to make it clear that I understand end of day drawdown in and of itself is definitely better than the intraday trailing drawdown. There's never a case where that isn't the case. End of day drawdown is always better, but you have to take in consideration with an end of day drawdown, every prop firm, they always have a daily loss limit that comes with an account like that. So you kind of have to combine those two and then consider that, and I think that obviously depends a lot in kind of what your plan is for your funded account. If your plan is to just get to payout and then take a payout as much as you can, not really, versus trying to grow that account balance as much as possible, it's a different strategy and it's okay, whatever people choose. But if they would give it an option, people could make that choice for themselves. And I just think it would be a great option, additional option to have. So that's it. That's all I had. I just kind of had the urge to make this video and just kind of, what I would prefer. I think these would be some great changes. And again, I've mentioned in my other videos as well, Top Step making changes that are better for the trader. And then Apex, these prop firms competing with each other is great for the consumer. And I don't want to get that wrapped up in, which account, which prop firm is better, and have a big fight about which prop firm is better. I think each prop firm has their own unique benefits to it. And it's okay to realize and understand the benefits to each different prop firm. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Again, leave a comment down below what you feel would be a better change or the best change for Apex. And we'll see. We'll see if Apex listens, I guess. So take care and God bless.